involved in the church. We were raised through tradition as Presbyterians. And he was very active in group activities, the youth activities, wanted to always go, be present, and be heard. And the best gift that my brother ever gave to me is we were only a year apart. And in school, Joe was memorable and I was just passing through. But in Sunday school, there was 1 year where we were in the same Sunday school class. Now, I had a history of wondering. That is W-A-N-D-E-R-I-N-G. I didn't like to sit through Sunday school, and I didn't have anyone monitoring whether I was there or not until that fateful year that we shared Sunday school class. But Joe honored me. I would cut Sunday school class, and I would join a group of friends, and we would go down to Jesse's Grill. I don't know if any of you are from Harrisonburg or know about Jesse's Grill. We would go to Jesse's Grill and have chocolate cherry Cokes. And I would come back and join the family, which by that time was just Joe and my father and myself. And Joe would look at me, and he would give that stern look, and he would put his head down and shake and look at me again. And I would smile and say, "Hi, Joe. Hi, Dad." And he would never say a word. He did not disclose my missteps. Even though the hamburger smell from Jesse's Grill, I'm sure, was all over me. He was charitable. He posed as Santa Claus, and at that time, Joe did not have weight on him. Remember, he was in track and doing construction. And he went as Santa Claus several occasions to the youth who were disabled by mental or physical impairments. And he shared a spirit of joy of the holiday season and gave of himself again to his community. We have wonderful musicians here today, and they are here today because Amber once again has asked them, and they graciously agreed to come. We don't have trombones and we don't have trumpets, we have clarinets, because Joe began playing the clarinet in elementary school and continued through high school. And I'm going to take a little license here. I'd like to say that Joe was first chair. I don't believe he was. It was better than track coming in last, though. But he loved to play the clarinet. He loved playing the clarinet so much he was honored by invitation to join the community, the Harrisonburg Community Adult Summer Orchestra to participate with them. And I would go down every Wednesday and listen to their performance, watch my brother, because I was proud of Joe. Joe had an inquisitive mind and a sense of exploration, and you saw that intellectually, scholarly, through his challenging of each of you to think, to use your mind in creative ways. My remembrance was we were trying to figure out the Singer sewing machine. Joe thought he knew what he was doing, because remember, Joe was a scientist in the early years, as well as a history expert. And Joe put on that Singer sewing machine, and that needle went right through my finger. And we had a difficult time explaining that, but I forgave him. Finally, Joe was my hero. He was a hero literally and figuratively. We had traveled to Delaware, to Rehoboth Beach, our family and another family, and an extended person in the family, you know, the boss's secretary. And the boss's secretary fell asleep one night, questionable where, but she was a smoker. And in the middle of the night, my Joe led us all out of the house to safety through the smoke and the fear that we were burning down. Joe was a hero. He had a sense of independence, and it was more than that. It was a fierce independence. And he stood up for what he believed in his senior year of high school. He and a group of other young men grew their sideburns long. Do y'all remember that? You know, principals lost their minds over things. I don't know if you remember that. That's good. Even though Joe and the others were suspended, Mr. Buell still wrote a letter. He was suspended for that act of, I guess, disrespect. And lastly, one of the nicest stories I heard on my early arrival in Charlottesville last June was how Joe had served on a jury. Now, I must tell you, from my perspective and my leanings, I would not ever choose a Joe Bishop to be on a criminal jury. But I was proud of Joe when I heard this story about how he stuck to his beliefs. The state had a duty, and that was to prove the individual beyond a reasonable doubt, and the state had not reached its burden. And my brother stood firm in his beliefs, and I was proud to hear that. To the governor of Virginia, Governor Gilmer, my brother loved education, and I know that you embrace education. I know that Senator Warner will not be seeking re-election, and I want to convey to you from the Bishop home, on behalf of Joe, that Joe would endorse you, and he would be there to support you. And that is on tape. I wish you well, sir, in your future. To Joe and this fine group of individuals, beloved and respected friends and colleagues, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord lift up his face and shine upon you and be gracious to you and give you peace.